Ladies and gentlemen, as we settle into another crazy year, it's as we deal with the individuals in the right-wing media sphere that we look upon with great humor. There are the scavengers of the jungle floor. There are the flora and the fauna, and then there are the alphas, the key predators of the right-wing media sphere, and their powerful faces that you've come to. Oh yes, sorry, this guy. The true, like when you think of Vikings and Mr. Universe and the Revenant, and then this, like it fits right in. And I want you to know that he and the people behind him in no way look like a bunch of people stuck as vice presidents that will always be vice presidents until they're let go because of ageist policies of the company they work for. And also people who will never be happy no matter how much money they have, which I find a particularly hilarious group of people. I think of all, yes, of all the folks that I gaze upon in bemusement, the funniest and most curious to me are those that, no matter how many millions they have, always seem to hate their life. And even the moments of smiling and laughter that they have only seem to come at someone else's expense because it's the only safe laugh they can have because of the circle they're in. Sharks can only, laugh at the death of a fish in someone else's mouth, I guess. They can never laugh at themselves because the threshers turn on them. Yeah, they're apox predators. No, they're Smilex predators. It's very weird. Anyways, this is a man, for those of you that don't know, Sean Hannity, this fella here, and he's a guy who thinks that you can talk shit about the country all you want as long as you're wearing an American pin. Isn't it neat? I didn't realize that. I thought you have to be a real outsider that like burns the flag to talk shit about it all the time and have it be expected and kind of, blown off. No, apparently all you got to do is wear one of those, insist on wearing one, and make other people wear them, I guess. And you can just shit talk the country and the government of it anytime you want. Not based on, meritorious issues that you have that might actually require some tweaking or improvement or, value added by maybe an idea you have about a way to, to better do things. No. Just abstract fuck it kind of critiques, carry a Blue Lives Matter flag in case you meet a cop that doesn't agree with you and you can hit him with it. It's that kind of shit. It's pretty hilarious. Anyways, settle in, give a like or a thumbs up to the show wherever you are. If you're on Facebook, use one of the several emojis to smile or grimace or cry or whatever they do. I don't think, other than the angry one, which Facebook likes the most, I don't think they make a distinction between the others or value them at all. If they wanted to scoop some of the hate out of the world, maybe they would value the smiling and laughing one more. But they don't. So anyways, and if you're on Twitter, say hi. Share the show. All right, here we go. Now this is House Speaker Kevin McCarthy joins Hannity for his first interview as Speaker. A video that you and I are no doubt going to look back on in a couple of months hilariously. We are just, the joy we'll have.
Us now with more, his first television interview since taking the gavel. He
almost called him a moron just for a second there, right out of the gate. Let me raise the audio here. I had to stop that for a second. Did you sense that? Did you sense that little bit right there? Watch.
Joining us now with more, his first television interview
with this moron
since taking the gavel, the 55th Speaker of the House of Representatives, Kevin McCarthy.
You couldn't already be seated? You didn't know this was going to happen?
Welcome to People's House.
Welcome to the People's House. What a goober! By the way, where are the Jan 6ers? Why aren't they in there? How come they don't have Ashley Babbitt's urn? Honest to God, wouldn't it be fucking hilarious if somebody was in the back dressed as the pipe bomber? Come on. Come on. Also, Delusional Mama, thank you. God, I hope it's comfy. And yeah, it's going to be so cringy. What a goober. Now, goober. Magoo. Magoo. I just would love to have somebody just in the back, just Marge sitting there in a white hoodie with black pants and white shoes. Just like that. Okay.
How was your week last week?
Because it was rough. He's already done that joke when he took it. That was easy. Remember when he said that? That's the joke. Look, but this guy loves it. This guy wants to be Sean. Our heads look kind of the same.
It was entertaining. I think I...
Dud. As a comedian. Dud. You get some smiles, but most of them are like, this guy. What the fuck you mean by that? That's not fucking... You realize what the fuck? He's speaker. The rest of us just look like dickheads.
I built a little name ID. I'm not quite sure.
Actually, I think that's a good...
Yes, Goober in Chief, Squeaker in Chief, Speaker in Name Only, Sino.
way to put it. What's amazing about this, to me, and I may be wrong, but tell me if I'm right. Because I talked to a lot of members. I know a lot of people in this room tonight, and a lot of you, thank you, by the way, for coming. And some of you are not going to be on TV, but you came because you wanted to support the speaker.
What the fuck does that mean? I just don't get mad at me if you're not on screen. What are you backing the fuck out of it now?
But I have a feeling that 222 people agree on Jim Jordan's investigation, and that would be into whether the FBI's politicized, the DOJ weaponized.
They weaponized from Homeland, FBI, and
Wait a minute. Homeland Security is weaponized? Why? Because some fucking reporter pointed out 2 years ago that Trump had undocumented workers working at Mar-a-Lago? The fuck? Look, I get the FBI thing, because they always say, yeah. That's annoying.
We've watched him get out of control with no check and balance.
Yes, none whatsoever. I mean, they have to get warrants and shit, but that's not really evident.
But last week was tough. But remember what my father always said. It's not...
How would we remember what your father always said? What? We weren't there, dude.
How you start, it's how you finish.
They're just starting.
And let me tell you what happened after last week. Our very first bill, we repealed 87,000 IRS agents.
Okay. No, you didn't. You passed a bill to do that, but it won't do anything. It died right there. Also, you passed the rules package first, which said that every bill you would present would have 72 hours for people to review it, and then you passed a bunch of bills right away that A, they won't go anywhere, don't fucking do anything, so it doesn't really matter, but you certainly didn't review them for 72 fucking hours.
Promised to do that.
We promised to do it. We made it in our...
Not going anywhere. Now I gotta believe that this feller talks like somebody from 1921. Get this feller a hat and a monocle.
In our commitment to America, which you've talked a lot about.
Oh, props. He brought props. So disappointing.
We'll check it off as they go.
I have my own.
Uh-huh. We'll get if we check off 12, you get a free yogurt.
Own copy.
Plain, not flavored, and toppings are still extra, and tax.
Yeah, but you know what else we did next? We just passed the church-style committee that Jim Jordan will run, looking at the weaponization of government.
Yeah, he brought that up before you brought up this part, so you skipped over the other part. You had an agenda of what you were going to talk about before he asked you the question, so you're having to double back over the thing that he already, and you're not even referencing it because you're a goober, because that's what this is. We're watching a goober.
Just passed right now a select committee on China. And we got 100.
By the way, no, they didn't. They passed a select committee on strategic competition between the United States and the Chinese Communist Party. That's not a committee on China. That's a committee on strategic competition between the United States and not China, the CCP. We don't have strategic competition between us and the CCP. We have a strategic competition between us and China as in general, meaning the fucking people of the country and the industries they might create and the work that they might do and whatever the shit, just like we do with almost any other country on the fucking planet. But we do not have a strategic competition with the Chinese Communist Party. They are adversarial. This is a military level confrontation. The theft of intellectual property we deal with, especially on a technological level, that's the CCP. It's not the Chinese people. And that distinction is very fucking important. So, not that he cares.
46 Democrats to vote with us. Pelosi would never allow this. I had an agreement with her, and she backed away the night before. So you want to bring jobs back?
Also, I don't know what the agreement was. Gibberish.
From China to America. You want to stop them from buying our farmland. You want to stop them from stealing our intellectual property. This is where it all starts. And
no, it started with the CHIPS Act and the sanctions that they put on members of the Chinese Communist Party and related business people that the Biden administration has already been doing for a fucking year now.
This is only our first couple days in power.
It's a committee. It's what's new. What the fuck? Why couldn't you have presented an idea like unto the CHIPS Act, which they all voted against, but why couldn't you present a fucking bill that talks about specifically what those countermeasures are? It's not like the issues are fucking new. Ugh, like this is, and by the way, the reason I'm answering my own question, but the reason they didn't do it is, of course, because the Biden administration has already done those things.
So the power of the purse, which we'll talk about at length, the power of subpoena, those.
So yeah, do you get a purse or?
Those are the two big powers you have. Okay, let's focus on the investigation part. Jim Jordan in appropriations. Then we got James.
They call it inappropriations now because Jim Jordan's on there. He's the one thing. Apparently, there will be no investigations of sexual assault at OSU. I don't know why it's not a priority. Is considering they've got somebody that's got the inside track on it.
Calmer. They'll both be joining us tonight.
Yes.
And he'll be looking into the Biden family syndicate.
Yeah, they're the ones who brought us the Popeye cartoons.
We know, everybody in this room knows one thing, that Joe Biden lied. When Joe Biden said not one time did he ever talk to his son Hunter about his foreign business dealings, we have photographic evidence and evidence of meetings that had taken place and witnesses that will attest to such.
Yeah, no, Bobolinsky was trying to push this bullshit and it's fallen apart multiple times. He's trying to basically be aware. Sean Hannity has a programming agenda for his own show for this year. And what he is effectively, this is a meeting with the cast from the producer. And the producer is saying, here's what I need from you this season. It doesn't have to be good. It just has to hit these notes. Don't think for a second that this is an opportunity for McCarthy to just bloviate himself or that he is somehow in a position of power and Sean Hannity is an open pair of ears. Sean Hannity is telling Kevin McCarthy what kind of programming he's going to need for Sweeps Week.
Got documents that they denied us until we're in the majority. Do you think the president, in more than 40 years of being elected, why do you think he finally went to the border? Because we were sworn in.
No. I mean, I would argue that he went to the border because you guys couldn't say he hasn't been to the border yet, and he takes that away from you. I don't think it was because these guys won and all this shit, I got to run down to the border and cover my ass. It was that they're going to yammer about this, and I'll do it on the first day and just poke that tire.
He knows what's coming.
Yummy.
You've got to secure your border, and we're going to use every power we have to.
Yeah, Chip Roy just suggested defunding the DHS to do it. Yeah. Yeah, I know, yeah. He said it on the floor at a podium during the, I know.
To make sure we protect this country and look out for the American taxpayer.
I think last week,
Also, politispeak.
at least a part of it, was Republicans around the country were disappointed in past speakers. I'll give one example, John Boehner. I was disappointed in John Boehner. And I think that
How do you think he felt about you?
there were people that wanted the assurances. I had interviewed you enough. I had asked you repeatedly the commitments to America. I have my version right here, which we'll talk about.
We all have the hymn list for today, and we will all start singing at the appropriate moment.
And they wanted to know these investigations were real. What other investigations?
Yeah, you just said these are going to happen. It's going to be a lot of blather, but what else? I want to hear investigations, and because I need segments for like May.
Well, you've got to hold government accountable. For the whole time the Democrats have been in
Yeah, that's what he wanted to hear. We're going to audit the Department of Transportation.
power, all they've done is increase spending. Why don't we have a check and balance?
No. They passed an infrastructure bill and the CHIPS Act and gun regulations, bipartisan, and a myriad of other things. 65 other bills. Didn't just raise the amount of money. Nope.
Think of this. When the Republicans were in power last time for 8 years, you know how much discretionary spending increased in those 8 years? Zero. They were in power for 4 years. They increased it by 30%.
Yeah, and by the way, one of the reasons why this happens is because they dig a hole and Democrats are forced to fill it. I mean, we've seen this multiple times.
They went from spending $4 trillion to $7 trillion. We don't have.
We don't have four. They were just spending. We were spending $4 trillion. I mean, 6 in 1 year on top of the 4. But now
Have that type of money. They created inflation. So we've got.
they didn't create inflation. COVID and the supply chain we've been living off of, global supply chain, and the existence of it and the limitations of it created the price rise that we're experiencing. Just for the record.
Got to get our country under control financially. How do we do that too? Energy policy. Watch what they've done to make us weak. They made our price of gas go.
Yeah, dude, we've heard this. You got the job just barely. You got the house just barely. We know what the complaint is. How do you fix that? I mean, other than turn on the spigot. What are you going to do? Force these oil and gas companies to use all the leases they've got? What with what? With what? You're gonna like threaten them with taxes? I don't think so. You're gonna fine them if they don't drill? The fuck is that? What are you? What?
Up, but they made us weak around the world.
No, dude. For the price of like 2 years worth of military exercises, we have helped Ukraine decimate 50% of Russia's military. Just the help we've given them for the price of just running our boats out into the ocean and run them around in a circle and blowing shit up and saying, I'll do this if that happens and you'll do this if that happens. For the price of that, Russia's military has been cut in half. But tell me about the art of the deal, Sleepy.
We're going to become energy independent.
Okay, right now we use about 20 million barrels of oil a day and we produce 18. If we get up to where it's 24 or 22, which is where we're headed, The price of a barrel of oil goes dangerously low for oil and gas producers. So they're going to be against it. So I ask again, how the fuck are you going to force them to produce more oil and gas if they don't wanna? They are private companies. Tell me, Mr. Venezuela. Come on, you commie pinko son of a bitch. Tell me how what your plan is to nationalize America's oil and put a shotgun to the head, in the words of Steve Bannon, to the head of oil and gas producers and go, lower the cost of what you're making and make a lot more of it. Like do you really think they're going to do that? What they mean is let them get it from other areas that are cheaper to extract. They think it's Anwar. It's not. It's more expensive to extract from there.
Our border's not secure. But look what they have.
Oh my God. Define secure? What's the standard? We've heard this a bunch. What's the fucking standard? What? What's it? 0 people crossing illegally? 10? 15,000 a month? 100,000 a year? What's the number? And at what point are you going to go after the companies that hire undocumented immigrants and let them work under the table, which is the reason they come here in the first place? What? What's the standard? What's the number? What's secure the border actually fucking mean? Tanks? So then what? Yeah, we're paying people to like man tanks at the border all the time? The fuck?
Done to our schools as well, right? We're going to pass a Parents' Bill of Rights. Also, when you think about this as well.
Are you? Will it have teeth? A Parents' Bill of Rights? Okay. And by the way, where's that Parents' Bill of Rights going to go? Where is it going to go? Where? To the Senate? Okay. And then what do they do with it? And then after they do what they do with it, they send it back to you. Can you pass it again? If it even gets there? Oh, yeah. And then, how do you get Biden not to veto it if it's got some dumb Florida shit in it? Or can I float the idea that this is just a bunch of blathery bullshit to pretend you're doing something and just, I guess, like running in place and saying you're winning a foot race?
When we look at checks and balances, you got Comer, oversight, you got Jim Jordan at judiciary, but every single committee has an oversight committee. So
every committee has an oversight committee. Well, thank God for small government. What the shit?
every dollar matters how we spend it. And
right. So we're going to hire someone to spend the dollar and hire another person to write down where the dollar was spent. Dollar for dollar, we're going to have two people for every dollar spent in the U.S. government. What the fuck is he talking about?
we're going to be looking at everything. No more blank checks.
Okay, and by the way, you will vote on every appropriations bill independently.
Yes.
All 12 of them.
Yes.
Okay, we'll get to that. I want.
There was a soft blink there. I don't think it's going to work out the way he thinks it is, but.
What other investigations?
Okay, first of all,
COVID?
why don't we know where COVID started? They wouldn't have any hearings on it. We could have that.
Okay, first of all, it started in China. It started in Wuhan, in the Hebei province. Whether it started, and by the way, this is not about where it started. This is the question that a bunch of these dickheads want to present on directions from Trump, which is there are different. The idea that it came from a lab is kind of loosely talked about. Rusty Trombone says it all the time, and these guys bring it up. My personal belief is it was in the lab, and because of lax security, somebody, excuse me, was taking animals out of there that were dead from sickness and selling them at the wet market because they were rare animals and they come at a good price. That's probably how it happened. And hence the launch site being around the wet market. Why there? And its relation to the lab. Now, the difference is between like a lab leak and a security issue versus the idea that they're really pressing for, because what they really want to talk about, where does it come from? What they really think right now is that the Chinese government created COVID as a weapon to attack the world, and specifically the United States. And that it was a biological agent, not an accident, not a security leak, not, one of 17 different things they were working on at a time and one of them got out. No. Specifically, they designed it and timed it to fuck with Trump in his last year in office. That's what they believe. That's what every Republican, anyways, on that committee believes. Which, I don't know how to break it to them, means that they believe that Donald Trump was president during the worst biological attack in the American history, in world history, you could argue, and his response was to sell the people who attacked us a bunch of food. What was this whole shit about the first thing, most important thing about a president is he's got to keep the people safe? Right. Okay. Anyways, on we go.
Why shouldn't we know what happened in Afghanistan those last 2 months?
We do know. We know exactly what happened those last 2 months. You know why? Because Trump had set a date 3 months earlier and never planned to meet it. Didn't do any of the work. Didn't start evacuating people. Didn't do any of the paperwork necessary. You know why? Because he was going to pull the fucking plug on it in his second term. But he lost.
13 Gold Star families have a right to know. But more importantly, this nation has a right to know so it never happens again.
Yeah. Next time I tell you what. Next time we're in a 20-year war, I'll consider deeply whether or not to vote for Joe Biden, since he'll be, if it takes us 20 years to fall for that shit again, a 140-year-old corpse.
We should know what happened with China. And
yeah, we should. What happened with China? What is it?
Where the money's going. We know the documents are there. I think the country has a right to know that as well. But the weaponization of what the FBI
Anthony
has
Fauci?
Anthony Fauci. And again.
Well, that goes right into COVID. We have our own ability to oversee that and look into that.
Look into what? His ass? You don't understand. These dickheads want Fauci in jail because they're morons.
I have a lot of questions whether or not he was honest. What did he know? Did our tax dollars through the NIH, was it fun?
I know that one. Hold on. Let's see. I think we have this. Let's see. Where to go here? I've got her in here somewhere. Let's see. 1 second. Just looking something up. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Talk amongst yourselves. How are you? Yeah. Let's see. Hold on. Come on. Keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. You can do it. Keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. Okay, I think it's a documentary. 1 second. I'm looking for interview and it's a documentary. Where the hell is it? I usually have it. It's in my, saved things, but for some reason it's not coming up. I hope they didn't take it down. Ooh, I'll be mad. Okay, hold on one second. Grumble. All right, we'll have to look up at another time. Anyways, it's the part where Trump is on an Australian television show, and the host asks him why Obama stopped the funding for gain of function, and Trump started it again. I know that will come up in their committee because a Democrat will put it into the record, and hopefully that I'll be able to dig up that piece of video. When they start getting to that point, I'll send them a clip.
Through the, what was it, the Eco Alliance, or whatever the group was called.
Eco Health. Know your talking points, fuckhead.
Were we giving money to the Wuhan lab of virology where they...
Yes, we were giving it to them for security. We had stopped giving them money for gain of function research. Trump started paying them for gain of function research again, and then stopped paying for security. Hello?
They knew gain of function research took place, where they knew coronavirus research took place. Okay.
By the way, coronavirus research takes place in a lot of fucking places, dummy. Every medical school.
So we have that investigation, the Afghanistan.
Please do.
Investigation, the FBI, the DOJ, the Biden family investigation. Now,
yeah, just see, what are they, I want to know what their Thanksgiving dinner's really like.
Now let's get to the issue of finances and money and spending. And why don't you explain how this process now will be different? And we're coming up against the debt ceiling vote, and what that's going to mean. That might be the first test of how committed the Republican Party in the House is to really holding the line on spending. Am I wrong on that?
No, you're not wrong on that. But think for one moment.
Let me talk about something else.
One of the greatest threats we have to this nation is our debt. It makes us weak in every place that we can. We have never...
It makes us weak in every place that we can. Man, when they say Speaker of the House, they're not kidding.
Been at this high of debt to GDP except during World War II.
Except during World War II? Really? You mean at the time, like right now, after a worldwide fucking pandemic? World War II was fairly isolated to just Europe and our involvement, but COVID fucked everything. And our debt to GDP ratio is as high as it was. Really? Was it? Really?
And what are we funding? Wasteful Washington spending much of the time. So we think if you had a child and you gave them a credit card and they kept hitting the limit, do you just increase the limit or do you change their behavior?
It depends on what they're using it on. I mean, if that's how much their classes cost, and they're paying for like roof repairs, and I paid for all my classes, got all my books. Here's my receipts for food. Here's we had a leak in our roof, and none of the other kids could afford it, so I had to do that. You know what? You're fucking responsible as hell. I'm gonna add an extra $1,000 to your limit because I trust you and I don't want you to die because you're my kid.
This is our moment to change the behavior to make sure that hard.
Oh, I see. So nanny state is what you're talking about. America and the federal government is our baby, our little kid, and you'll be the nanny. Gotcha.
Working taxpayer, that we're not wasting their money. You're going to tell me there's not waste out there?
No, I know there is. Like investigative committees and passing bills that aren't going to go anywhere.
So we're going to look at every single dollar spent. We're going to audit it. We're going to make sure we change our behavior, that we can balance our budget and make us stronger.
Many years ago, Connie Mack.
And by the way, you can take his words to the bank, and someone will follow you and make sure you went to the bank and make sure that the bank took all the words and the words were put into the proper account. And then you were charged $1 for every word.
From Florida, Congressman. The penny plan. I think probably we need the 25-cent plan at this point because the debt has gone up so significantly. Is that something you think about?
We think about a lot. And this is part of our discussion last week, and it was healthy at the end of the day. You might not like.
They did not have a fucking discussion about the penny/quarter plan, and where every dollar of spending that we're going to do, we're going to try and slice off a penny so that we can pay down the debt. Everything in the budget, we'll go through and we'll find a way to take a penny off of every dollar, and we'll put it towards the national debt, or a quarter, which is never going to fucking happen because you're not going to cut 25% off the federal budget to pay down the debt in one fell swoop unless you're a fucking moron.
Like to be, but we're stronger today to have gone through
I just wish you would have.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You look like jackasses. You wasted everyone's time. You set up a rules package afterwards, and you aren't following them.
Done it before January 3rd.
Yeah, I think.
And not look like dickheads.
We tried.
I talked to a lot of your friends, some in this room, but I won't give them up.
Look, but I think about it, at the end of the day, everybody found that we had an agreement. That's kind of what.
No, they didn't. The ones that were voting for you voted present at the end. Trump called and said, vote for McCarthy, and they went, present.
What our rules package does. We go to germaneness. We also wanted to protect ourselves from the Senate.
Do you do Tito-ness, though? That's my question.
They won't do their work. They won't pass any appropriation bills, and then they try to jam us.
Thanks, Joe DNS, by the way. You're absolutely right. He is indeed a fucking moron. Oh my gosh, thank you, Larry Fig. Thank you for the super chat. Oh, yes. Yeah, really? Is that what we need to, like, solve this? We need to bring in one of the heavy hitters? I'll see. Hold on. I don't know if that's possible in this current alignment of the situation. Here we go. I do think we need somebody to come in and who understands politispeak. Hey man, I'm here. I'm glad to do it. Hey, that, by the way, I want y'all to know that back there in the dude crying in the back corner, the bald feller who looks like the time to make the donuts guy. That dude is my representative. Keelhaul Tompkins, we call him. I don't know why. It's something everybody in his frat used to laugh when they called him that. Come on.
Right before Christmas with 1.7
He said white before Christmas. I like this guy.
trillions of dollars. You know,
$7 trillions of dollars. Holy shit. Somebody do the math on that. What's $7 trillions of dollars? That's not $7 trillion because that would be $7 trillion. But $7 trillions of dollars? Man, I guess these motherfuckers, you just put an S on anything.
When I went over to the Senate to their lunch and I said, we'll never take up an omni again. You have to pass your appropriations bills individually. We'll pass ours just the way Congress is supposed to work.
By the way, what they did in the Senate, I believe, as a conservative, that was a disgrace.
That's terrible. What they did over there, man, with letting Ron Johnson get out of the room without hiding.
Yeah,
I think, and they knew you were coming into power, and they knew they could have.
Why wouldn't they just wait?
Well, because they needed the country to actually function. Dude, why didn't you just wait to get your group in order before you ran for speaker? The shit.
If they waited, then we'd have a stronger hand.
Exactly.
We wouldn't be increasing it. And they increase the baseline where it just adds so much more to our children.
Oh, terrible.
Let's talk about a moment. Maybe it comes sooner. Maybe it comes later.
Probably later. Well, maybe sooner. Maybe sooner. Never rule it out.
On the debt ceiling.
Okay.
And you know how the argument will unfold.
Oh, yeah. You don't have to tell me, man. You got a linky roof. It's hard to argue the debt ceiling.
Republicans are shutting down government.
Yep. And the answer is, yes, we are.
I've been around this game too long.
I agree. Hey, man, look at that. It's one of them days. So I agree with Sean Hannity. Shit. You have been around too long. It is time to fuck off lightly.
Government never shuts down. Essential services will exist. Grandma, mom and dad, they're going to get their Social Security check. Medicare is not going to be shut down. The military is not going to be shut down. Now, there might be people that get furloughed, but odds are pretty high.
It's not going to be Sean Hannity. It ain't going to be people at Fox News. Shit, they going to be working double time. Do you realize that when there's a government shutdown, the ad revenue numbers go up 25% minimum at Fox News? Do you understand that, Kevin McCarthy? Okay. Do you want this man to have a new boat or fuck you? You understand? let me lay this out for you. For Sean Hannity, bad news is good news. And when people are out of work, he works more. The shittier things are, the more people he has to blame. There is no downside for this motherfucker in the shutdown, especially if he knows you're going to go through with it and he can do stock puts right before it and short shit right after.
That when they get their free vacation, they will get back pay.
Oh, is that what it is? It's a free vacation? Is that what that furlough is? And it's guaranteed, is it? Why is it? Why is it? He looks like me. Shit. The only reason it's been that way is because people eventually raise it. If you hold off and don't do it, that furlough turns into the long goodbye, you dumb motherfucker.
But that will be the argument.
Yes, because it's true. Now, what lie do you have to counter the truth?
Now the question it'll become a game of chicken. And that is, Republicans are shutting down the government and they're not willing to raise the debt ceiling. And you're going to say, what?
Well, listen, it doesn't have to come to that. I've already spoken to the president. Let's sit down now. Let's find a way that we can both come together to actually curb the rising debt that we have.
You talked to Joe Biden?
He called me the other day, and this was the first conversation I had with him, right when he went down before.
Wait a minute. When were you going to tell us all that you spoke to him? You double-dealing sack of shit? What are you talking about? You took his call? And you're not hoarse from screaming? Also, curve? What the fuck does that mean? I like my, hell, I got nothing against curves. But you ain't gonna, curve the debt. He does mean curb. You are absolutely right, but he's too stupid to know it.
You know who you were?
He did at that moment.
Ouch, come on, that's funny.
No, it ain't. You dizzy fuck.
I don't know they want to talk before.
By the way, you're not responsible for what I say. Go ahead.
But look, we'll work with
You're not even responsible for what you say, you vaping fuck.
anybody, but we're also one branch in here. We control Congress. And you know what? We have funding powers. And we want to utilize it to represent the American public. We don't want to...
Right. Even if that means fucking the American public. Without lube.
put us in any jeopardy whatsoever, but we don't want to just have this runaway spending what they've...
Okay, good. So basically he's just telling you to go fuck yourself, Sean. That they're not going to jeopardize the fucking economy to hold the debt ceiling. They're going to try and shave off some of this shit between now and then so the fight's easier so they don't have to take it from their right flank. And they're counting on Joe Biden to help them do it. Did that help? Y'all understood that, right? I translated that well?
They've had increasing 30% in 4 years.
How much
no
time
American
do you have
household.
before this debt ceiling?
We have
It's in September, shitheel.
probably the summertime.
Okay,
We've
so you got plenty of time.
We're working on it now, but we're setting the plan to actually put us on to a path to balance. That's what our discussions were all about.
What's the relationship now like with the leadership in the Senate? Because you were begging them not to do this omnibus, to go forward with a CR instead, a continuing resolution. They didn't do that. They had the best opportunity.
Yeah, not the best opportunity because they don't run the fucking place, dummy. And then they lost more seats. And part of it's because of this kind of shit talk. That's why. I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know, people, you guys been following this, right?
Well, how's the
Look,
relationship?
I want to empower the Republicans in the Senate. Utilize us. Schumer
Use me. Spank me. Make me your dirty toy.
runs the Senate,
Gimper of the House.
but it's a close majority. But why don't they work with us? So I'm setting up every committee chair here to work with the ranking Republican over there. Let's talk with our bills together. Let's take their amendments, put them into ours, and move them over there to empower them to be stronger.
Yeah, but you got a rule that says the amendments have to match the content of the fucking bill. So you can't just fucking piggyback it on shit that has to pass if it ain't related because you just set your own fucking rules. Oh, I'm sitting with you. It's rules. Get out of here.
If I sit right now, I've told Schumer, Do not send an omnibus over here. If you don't pass the
Do not. There's no time for no omnibus up in here.
appropriation bills, we're not taking it up.
We're not going to do it, okay? Forget about it until we're behind and we got to supply you with the paperwork that makes the actual things happen. And if we're behind on a couple of them, you can kind of pile those together. And if we're really busy with these fucking Hunter Biden laptop shit fests over here at the committees, we might. I got 200 members plus, but I'm only going to put like 5 of them in charge of everything. So if you don't mind, we might, if we are behind, just omnibus it. Fuck it. We'll make the same complaint and I don't know what.
So we'll pass our appropriation bills and then send a continuing resolution. We're not shutting down the.
Oh, thank you so much, CSL. I enjoy your work around here a great deal, my friend. You're a smart feller and cut from the highest cloth, if that's a thing. There was something the other feller was asking for earlier. It's this thing. Yeah, there we go. Hold on. But we'll bring Hal back to talk to you for a second. Let me, if I may. This is, here it is. And I think it's probably on the same holding spot. Yeah, it is. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, my favorite clip.
But it's important to know where it came from. It's extremely important to know how it developed.
Fauci was dealing with them, and I guess they were even making payments for certain kinds of research. And I ended that too. I stopped that. When we found out about that, he was doing that during the Obama years. And when I found out about it, I said, can you imagine that the United States is making payments to a Chinese lab? So just that on its face didn't make sense, but I stopped that.
The Obama administration did hit pause on gain-of-function research, though, and that was lifted under your watch.
Maybe if I go to a sleepy pie place, if I close my eyes, I can't see her, so she can't see me.
Why did you allow the gain-of-function research to continue?
Well, I think probably people that worked for me looked at it, and at one point...
Eric! Fucking Eric!
They might have done that, but ultimately what we did was we shut it off. We shut the whole thing off, and we stopped making payments that were approved much earlier than our administration.
By the way, the security payments were a regular thing because they didn't want leaks like this to happen. Trump, look at the timeline of what he's talking about. Trump reinstated funding for gain of function and allowed it to happen, and then cut funding for security. Yep. I've got to like bookmark that one forever. I have to save that one because we keep coming back to it, and it's so good. It's so choice. And it doesn't allow me to grab like a piece, that little piece of it. We need to pull that CSL. We need to pull that little chunk and just have it as a video. I think if we can do that at some point, that'd be a great idea. Okay, so I'm going to hold on to that and go back to these guys bullshitting and see if he brings up Wuhan again.
The government, we're doing our work and we're setting it up where the American public is protected, but we're also putting a little cut on there, let you talk, like the penny plan.
Are you using the power?
No, they're not. They aren't doing the penny plan. This is the first time he's hearing at it. Look at his fucking face right now. They didn't talk about that. They weren't arguing about... Nobody asked for them to institute the fucking penny plan last week during that bullshit. Matt Gaetz wanted some committee seats, and they wanted the one-person rule to vacate.
That was given to you by the American people.
Exactly.
And by the way, that's fiscal responsibility.
Think about this.
And one of your commitments.
In the election.
Because of gerrymandering.
Look, I know Republicans may not have done well, but in the last 2 elections, the Republicans in the House did very well. Maybe the governors didn't, maybe the senators, but we...
No, you were supposed to have a red wave, fuckhead. It always tips your way, and the polls were telling you it was going to be even greater. By the way, Biden's fucking rate... hold on, wait. Here you go, hold on. Here's Newsweek, just coming in on the 10th to just fuck with these guys. Joe Biden's approval rating keeps going up and up. Biden's approval rating has risen to 49.1%, only marginally lower than his disapproval rating of 50.9%. Once undecided voters are excluded. This gives Biden a net approval rating of -2, up from -9 in December of 2022 when the monthly survey was last conducted. Dude has gone up 7 points in a month. And by the way, you don't think all this horse shit had anything to do with it?
Won every single time.
That's why you're in the majority.
No, it isn't. You're in the majority because of fucking gerrymandering in New York and Florida.
Fired the Democrats, and they fired...
They did not fire them. As a matter of fact, they split tickets all over the fucking place.
Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
We are going to stand up for exactly what the commitment said. An economy that's strong, a nation that's safe, a future that's
A nation's that's safe? Which other nations are you considering?
built on freedom, and a government that's held accountable.
Let me ask you this question. What did you
Is that political bullshit speak that anybody?
make of this story about Joe Biden and top secret classified information, especially after what he said about President Trump, especially after the raid at Mar-a-Lago?
Okay, it wasn't a raid, for the record. They came there and there was a search and seizure warrant. They didn't kick in any fucking doors. Nobody came in through the fucking skylights. Stop painting this into like it was the attack on the fucking Rock. You're an asshole. Secondly, Trump fought for a year to not show these documents. Fought. Once they were found and they were made aware that they had documents that weren't supposed to, fought for a fucking year. And then he had to be subpoenaed. And then he blew off the subpoena for 3 fucking months. The Biden administration, they were closing down an old office of his. They found a folder that one of the people opened it, saw some documents that were marked classified, shut the folder immediately, contacted NARA, and they gave them multiple boxes of stuff that ended up being all personal items just in case there was anything else in there, and NARA went through it. Yeah, and then they sent people to other areas in case they were like, oh, let's just to cover our bases, let's make sure there's nothing in the wind in any of these places in case, something like this is left out there. Handled. Within 24 fucking hours. No bitching, no whining, none of that stuff. Right, yeah, it was a folder that said VP Personal. But then again, who put it in there, nobody knows. Doesn't matter. The minute they found it, they sent it back, and he was like, yeah, have at it. They got all the boxes and just said, you go through it. Whereas Trump, it said, you can come and look at the boxes. You can't take anything today. Come back tomorrow. And then they have video of them moving some of the boxes out into his office. So when they came back to get the other boxes, the other stuff was removed. Like, there's a huge difference. Huge.
Especially after Hillary Clinton. Remember the July 2016 press conference, Jim Comey. No reasonable prosecutor would ever prosecute way more top secret classified information, never mind the deleted emails with BleachBit and the destroyed devices.
No, none of those are missing. All of them have been seen. Emails don't disappear. The destroying phones and devices that might have those things stored on them is good for national security. They're on the servers at the State Department. They were available, always were. It's just goofy.
With hammers and the removal of SIM cards. What does that mean?
That's what you're supposed to do when you leave office with any private devices.
Now, in terms of all those Democrats that wanted Donald Trump arrested almost immediately.
Well, it kind of sucks all the wind out of your sails about going after Joe Biden, doesn't it?
Have to eat their words. But the hypocrisy, think about this. They've gotten away with so much for so long. This was discovered before the last election, just like the laptop. They think...
No. This is real. The laptop is fake. It does not exist.
I think they can lie to the American public.
And by the way, let's be abundantly clear. Even the story about the laptop started months before. The New York Post story came out in October because they were planning an October surprise on this piece of shit. And they knew if they released all this bullshit about the Hunter Biden laptop story in fucking May, by June, it would have all been vetted and they would have gone, this is all bullshit. But they had to release it in October so that you didn't have time. By the time you looked into it and when it's bullshit, the election's over.
They think they can control the media, control companies to shut down if one media company writes about it. They think they're above the law.
The New York Post was never fucking shut down. And Twitter made their own decision about whether or not to share that story. And it was bullshit. And it was manipulation. The story itself is a fucking lie. They never even saw a laptop or the complete hard drive itself. They got printouts, paper printouts from Rudy Giuliani of shit that he'd been sitting on for a year and a half that he bought in Ukraine from some Russians.
Why weren't they raided? Why didn't they have the FBI come?
Because first of all, he's the president right now. So I guess technically speaking, if you believe Trump, Biden could just declassify those things the minute he found out they were in the wind. Right? Right? If that's going to be your defense for Trump, then he can, the president can, retroactively declassify shit because he was president. That's what they were saying about the stuff at Mar-a-Lago. He wasn't even president anymore. Biden is president. He could do it. And even still, they're not trying. They're just like, oh, that shouldn't have gone out. Please, yeah, do an investigation.
Coming in. Why didn't he in 60 Minutes say, well, I understand that because I bet I have the same problem?
Because he didn't. And it wasn't a problem. In the Biden situation, it was, for all intents and purposes at this point, was an accident or was stuff that was classified or was top secret at one point, but is no longer, that was in with other stuff. And they sent it, as soon as they found it, sent it right to the authorities that should be watching over it. Trump fought it for a fucking year. Fought it, kept it, hid it away, and then moved it once they came to claim it. Knew, by the way, in his returning of some of the stuff, that he hadn't magically declassified anything that left the office, because if he had, he would not have had to use a red envelope to return any fucking thing. That anything in there, if it was true that he had declassified them, and legally he had the right to declassify the stuff that he had with him, we would all be able to get a FOIA request and just get all those things. Unredacted. Right? He wouldn't even need the originals. Anybody who wants them could just get them. Jesus Christ.
Did Barack Obama have some of this when he was writing his book? Does Hillary Clinton have some? And you know what? All those people have been in government for years. President Trump.
So have you, fucko.
Just ran for president. Do you think he knew everything? You think he went and moved his own boxes?
Hey, fuckhead. He just lost his second bid. He was president for 4 fucking years. I thought he had the best words and he was a quick study and the smartest fucking guy ever. Honestly, what do you expect? Trump to learn anything about being president in 4 fucking years?
And you know what? They were locked away.
No, they weren't.
Things were not.
Yes, they were.
And how many years after did he have them?
The FBI actually went to Mar-a-Lago. They looked at all those documents. They asked for a padlock. The padlock request was granted.
Yeah, do we have any evidence that it was ever closed, the padlock? Fucking padlock, by the way. Padlock. No spy can bust through a padlock. You kidding me? It's a padlock.
And then all of a sudden a raid.
They think the law doesn't.
All of a sudden, it was a year and 3 fucking months.
Apply to them.
Yes, they do believe the law applies to them. That's why his lawyers shut the folder immediately, gave it straight to Nero without looking anymore, and gave them the rest of the shit to sift through on their own so that they wouldn't have to mix through, I maybe saw some stuff I wasn't supposed to see or whatever. You guys grab whatever's in there. And then they went looking other places to make sure there wasn't any other stuff, and when they did find a couple things, they contacted the National Records Office again. Oh my God.
They think they write their own. And that's what infuriates the American public.
It is. I'm mad. Excuse me. I'm pissed.
America believes in fairness and honesty.
And that's why I'd like to introduce our newest congressman, George Santos. George, if you could, sit on my knee. You've met George Schlapp, or Matt Schlapp, haven't you?
That's not what we're getting from him.
And we're getting, sorry, Again, honest to fucking God. The party of George Santos is going to lecture us all on honesty now?
We are just getting things started. And
Oh, boy. Let's get it started.
on that note, we couldn't
On that note, we'll be back right after this.
continue with Speaker McCarthy. He'll stay with us. We'll check in with Congresswoman Elise Stefanik, House Majority Leader Steve Scalise, and
Skeeter Scalise.
well, the big investigations will be James Comer and Jim Jordan. They will join us, and much more as we continue.
So I'm totally excited. By the way, there's a second part to this, and you're watching Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide. It's great that you're here. This is kind of an amazing insight into the right-wing media sphere. Watching Sean Hannity basically dictating to Republicans, this is the kind of programming you are going to be giving me this year. I don't care if it goes anywhere. I don't care if it lands. I'll make it look like you won even if you lose. And I don't care that it's a waste of fucking taxpayer dollars and it's Benghazi all over again. That doesn't matter. Benghazi was great for Fox. It was awesome. And all these other things, it will be just as good.